Hi, we are here in the fashion illustration class, and before we go on with fashion illustration, I would just like to give us some things about fashion illustration. Fashion illustration helps us to communicate our ideas. Some of us, we have a lot of styles on our head playing, and to create them, we really don't know how to put them down. So it's a creative measure of putting down what you have up there, and when you are able to put it down in your book, you would actually know what to work with next. Or probably you have a tailor that can, bring your ideas together to create it into a cloth form using the fabric. Then you'll be able to do that. But before we go on with the class, I want us to start something just like I did when I started mine. I want us to just put down anything like as I'm talking right now. You're going to draw anything that comes to your head. You think you cannot draw, you think you cannot do anything, you're going just try and put something down. This is my own. This was my first drawing, and that was January 2019. It's 2019. So I want you to do the same. Write your name, write something. I know somebody will be laughing there. Yes, it's very, very funny because I didn't know how to draw jack then. Even my biology classes back then in secondary school, I really don't know how to draw. I don't know how to do it. That was the same thing I told my fashion illustration teacher. But just put this down first today, and after this class, you'll see what will come out of you afterwards. So we'll just be taking you through how to make a female croquis steps by steps. And also I want us to know about the different forms that we have when it comes to fashion illustration. We'll deal with form, we'll deal with shape, with colors, with forms, shapes, colors, and most importantly, lines and proportion. The proportion aspect is just for us to have a balance, whereby lines connecting lines to form the particular shape that we want to achieve. So we're going to start now. But before we start, I want you to show us the other works that I have done so far, just to make you know that you can do it, just for you to be determined and you follow through the steps. Can we say these are my recent work this year? Here we have this. Here we have this. And I did this last year. So you can do much more. You can do much more. Just follow through and you'll be able to communicate your ideas down. This I just feel of what I've done so far. So please draw down. You can pause the video right now and put down whatever comes to your head as we are going on the journey of fashion illustration. The first thing for us to do when we want to draw, please get something to work with, just like I have right here. Get something to work with, and here we have it. You fold your paper into two. Make sure your paper is A4. Fold it into two, just for us to get the proportion we want to work with. Then you make a line. After making a line, you mark 1 inch here. Then the upper part side, then you're going to do the same thing here, 1 inch. So within this, this is just for us to know that okay, this is our start point and this is the end point. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is to work within this frame, and I'm just going to give us proportions. Please don't get used to the proportions, but just work accordingly. I have 24.5 here. I would make this other side have more of the, like the down part have more of the, nice. So I'm dividing it into 8. I'm dividing it into 8 that way. So within the first place here, I'm still going to divide again, but before I divide, I want to have my edge side, and that's the 2 centimeters, and I'm going to give like 1 centimeter for the neck. Okay, let me just write it. Neck from this place to this down here, neck. This one gives us the shoulder line. Okay, this gives the waistline. Please use a pencil that is faint so that when you have to clean, you wouldn't do so much stress. This is the waistline. This should be the hip line, but I think it's okay to this will not be the position nonsense. Okay, I'll still come down a little bit. We'll scrap that part. So the next thing for us to do is to get our measurements. We divide this part into 3 after getting the shoulder side, which I have here 7, 14. Then we'll make a straight line. Make a straight line. Okay. Let's give it a straight line. So we have our neck here. In between this shoulder line here and the hip line here, we are going to divide it into 2. Like have 2 lines, then we have 3 boxes. So I'm just going to use my discretion to do that. We really don't have measurement, like I said earlier. We really don't have measurement. So in between this line and this line again, you're going to divide. And why are we dividing and dividing and dividing? You get it. We're trying to guess where our waist is. So you just divide again. Don't forget, we divided the whole line first, and now we are dividing the upper parts in between the shoulder line and the hip line. We're trying to divide it again to get our waist point. Okay, so when you finish dividing, just hold on and we want to have a proportional shoulder and neck. A proportional shoulder and neck. Okay? We can leave space of 1 centimeter each. Like we'll just work within the frame of 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter. And the kind of allowance you give to your female figure determines how fat or slim your female figure would be. Okay, just keep dividing this way, 1 centimeter each. Then from this hip line point here, you make a V. You make a V there. You make a V here. Okay. Then from this second line that we drew here, from this place or from this side here, you would pick a line and come here. You would pick a line here and come. So where the joint here is our waistline. Where the joint here is our waistline. So in between this, in between this space.
No.
Okay. In between this, the line and point. In between these points and line. Which am I showing you? I'm trying to
Yeah, but again, 1, 2, 3.
In between the lines here and the points here, you're going to mark it like the midway. You're going to mark the midway here too. Then you join to this hip side. You join to this hip side. Then this feet side that we have, we are going to come up a little bit. Then draw our line so that this place will serve as our point. Then we'll also just mark a point here, just mark a point, but not too far away from this line. You know, we can just, okay, let me give a proportion for this, measurement for this. You can go with this midway here and this midway here. Okay, then you join back to this line. But before we join back, we'll come out a little bit, like we want to have a hair, but not so much. Okay, this is better. This also can be better. Okay, then join back to this line. Join back to this line. Okay, we are already having a structure already. So this point goes back to this particular point here, the hip line point. Then this point goes back to this point. Okay, then this is also coming out a little, but not so much, just a little. Because please, you can just stop now, pause now, and check your leg. The way your leg is, we have a kind of jam in the leg. So we're just going to, there's a curve here, then we're going to bring it back here. Okay, so if you check my figure now, my figure is looking like the one that has a bow leg, but we can always adjust it. That is why we need our eraser. We need our eraser, our ruler. Then you can clean it and give allowance again. You can make it come out a little bit like than it was before, so that you won't have a bow leg. Okay, as I said, you should get yourself a pencil that would easily clean off. So we have something that looks like a female figure, but how do we go ahead to bring out the shape that it deserves? We are going to turn all these lines here into curves. We're going to turn it gradually into curves, and we're going to be using our hands, just our hands and the pencil. So you go this way. Make it a bit curvy. Okay, you turn it into curve this way. You bring it back. You're going to do the same here. Okay, so we are going to clean the lines here. We're going to clean the lines here. Okay. So I'll be able to see the figure well. Alright, then we're going to adjust again in the course of cleaning, some shapes would go. And yes, we are moving gradually. The next thing for us to do is to get our bust points. How are we going to get our bust points? Just the midway here. Okay, we marked some lines before. I'm going to mark the first one and the second one here. So you can just go to the mirror, check yourself out, and see how your breast is coming. Okay, it actually comes from the side, then to this. It's curvy. Yes, we all know that it's curvy. So you would bring your pencil here and make it a bit curvy at this end. This is it. After drawing it, you would see other things to adjust, like I am seeing mine now. The one side is actually bigger than the other side, so you can just adjust a little, and please be mindful of the way you're actually holding your pen as well. So I've made mine come in a little bit. So here we have the fashion figure with the breast, but note that the way your fashion figure would actually look depends on the proportion you give it. It's because of the proportion I am giving mine. That's why I'm having a slim hip side, a bulky leg, and all this looking like it's straight. So if you want it to come out a bit, but it shouldn't be more than your shoulders, that means you'll be going really in your waist. Like your waist would really go in and come out this way. Your waist would really go in and come out this way. I hope we get this. Then the next thing for us to do is to draw our ends, the paper this way. Then we open it just to get the proportion we want to work with. After which we're going to make a straight line. Okay, then we'll leave 2 centimeters up. 2 centimeters up here. This will be my start point. Then from this place, I'm going to leave another 2 centimeters. That's my head. That will be the head of the picture we are trying to make. Then I'll do the same down here. 2 centimeters for the end point. Then 2 centimeters for the ankle point. Okay. After which I'm going to come down here by 1 centimeters. It could be more for the neck. Then, okay, this side is the head, this is the neck point, this is the shoulder. Then we have the ankle here, and there's end point. So between the shoulder and ankle points, we are going to divide into 3, and then we have 20. That means we are going to be working with 6. I will use 6 here and 6.5 here. Okay, so this stands as our hip. We'll have the hip line there. So between the shoulder and the hip line, we are going to divide into 3 again. So that's equal parts. So the first part here, I'm going to be ruling out, and I'm still going to divide this into 3. Then I need to adjust these lines. You see, it's not equal. It's into 3. That's why this part is having more. So I'm just going to rule them out. I'm going to rule them out like a straight line. Please make sure it's straight. These particular lines are bust lines. We do not need this line, so please, the hip line there. This should be our new line. Okay. So the next thing for us to do is to gauge our measurements. We are going to gauge our measurements by giving it 1 centimeter each away from the start line. 1 centimeter because of the shoulder. Then there is a theory that we use here by saying that 3 heads make 1 shoulder. 3 heads make 1 shoulder. Like if you put your head on a side of the shoulder, the head will stand well. If you have another shoulder, the head on another shoulder, it will stand. So if we have like 3 heads, like 1, 2, 3, it makes 1 shoulder. So okay, so the next thing I'm going to do now is to demarcate the shoulder and the hip line by having a V connected to the shoulder from the hip line. Then, so our bust side to have the waist and the hip curved out. Can we see? So this point here becomes our waist, whereby we have the hips here. Then the next thing for us to do is to come in a little bit here, then have a drawing. Okay, then come in a little bit here, then have a drawing. Alright, so we extend this side too, we extend it a little, then draw back to this point. Okay, now it's looking like it's already. When we get to this side, from the nail to the ankle side, we discover that we have we call it a yam in the leg. So that is what we want to achieve. So you come out by 1 centimeter here, you do the same thing, not too much but a little, not too much but a little. Okay, then you would join the back line back here. Can we see? Okay, join the back line back here. So in between this point here again, you're going to mark, you would mark, then come back to this point. You come back to this point. Now it's looking like we have a fashion figure already, but we are not yet done. So the next thing for us to do now is to determine our bust, like draw the bust. And before you can do that, see, you see the line here, you're going to mark a straight line down to the shoulder, very faint line. Okay, you mark a straight line, very faint. Okay, then you are going to make a curve. You make the curve slip in between this angle here. It's going to slip in between the angle there. Okay, you can come out a little so that it will be moderate to it. It's the fashion figure you're trying to draw. So before I forget, our fashion figure is called a croquis, and that is what we're trying to make. So we are about to make the ends from the shoulder, and this is how we're going to go about it. We have a curve here, just make a curve, then you could use your ruler after making the curve. Just make it stop at this waistline. Okay, then just like you came out a little bit here at the ankle side, you're going to come out a little as well, just a little. Then you come back. Can you see? Don't make it too sharp. Okay, so from this, just a little above the bust, or you could even start from the bust, but let's use this. Okay, when you get it, you can just stop and make a curve. And because there is a socket here, and there is also a socket here. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing here. Make a curve, just like we did here, and we can always use our ruler to, not just for it starts, as time goes on, we'll stop using ruler. It will come out a little bit, then come in again. Also do the same here. You'll come out a little bit, then you'll go in back. You make it go in place. Okay, I'm already using a free hand for us. So here we have a socket, just like we have it this way. Okay, so this side we have a socket here. So before we make our fashion figure to sit well, I want to teach us how to go about the drawings one after the other, from the head to the ends to the feet, and then we insert into it and curve out everything we need to curve out. So I'm just going to remove this and teach us how to go about the head, the feet and hands and every other thing. So to get the head part, you know, we already gave a proportion of 1 centimeter each, like to this side, then to this side. Okay, then this takes about 2 centimeters, right? So this is how you're going to draw the four corner. Okay, I'll do that. Okay, we make the edge this way, then we also connect the lines. We'll do the same for this place. I'm using 1 centimeters. Okay, all right. That's for the head. So before we go on, I just want to talk about the eyes, like how we draw the eyes, just like our normal eyes here. You make diagonal lines, but to make it a little curvy, then you place or stuff there like a curve in between the diagonal lines made. So as you wish, you could actually paint this side, and leave this side white, but normally it's always the one inside that goes colored, like we have our whites. So make color here, then double this line again. Now we see, then we are going to put the lashes. This can just be very small because our lashes here are not very small. You could stop your lashes here, and if you want to give the rest to, but normally if you are working with the eye by this side, by my right hand side, if you are working with the eye here, then you give this place more lashes. If you are working with the eye on the left, you give the other side more. Then you draw your brows, come down a little bit, draw your brows, come down a little bit here, and make it penciled. Okay, then would make it colored, like we shade it. So this is the brows and the eye. So how do we go about the nose? We go about the nose by making something like this, like a B, like a sign B that is facing down, but in a more narrow way. Okay, that's like a sign B, but it could go or 3, or maybe you want to write 3, then have a stroke down here. You may want to be perfect and put a space here and make the nose. Okay, so I'm just going to make something very simple that we can easily relate to it, and this is it. Okay, yeah, then would put a curve, another small curve, then straight, put a curve, another small curve, then straight. Then we can have our own contour. For that is for the nose. Then for the mouth, we are going to make a curve this way. Make a curve this way, just like if the person is closing a mouth. Okay, so we have it this way. Then we have to double it, because if you check your lips very well, there's a thickness there that needs to be emphasized when drawing. So this is it then. The lines, this could be very thick. Then the lines in our mouth shows. Okay, then for the hair part, you're just going to make something curvy, very simple, from the eye side to the nose side. Okay, let me just work with this. From the eyelid side here to the nose here. That's where the hair would be. And for the feet and hands, this is how we go about it. You'll make like a triangle, not really a triangle. Okay, inside it you're going to make another cap. The cap goes this way. Okay, just like you're doubling it, but you're not really doubling it. Then you come out more. Okay, is it looking like something we know? Then here we're going to come back again, but in a more penciled way. Okay, so for this part, we're just going to bring it in, make a curve in. Okay, we're going to make a curve in. Then the hand is looking this way. If you turn your fingers this way, like from this side, it's looking this way. So how do we capture the rest? You're just going to come out a little. That's for people with long fingers. You could just come out that way, or we make it smaller to complete the 5. Okay, so that is that about how to make the hand. Then when we go to the feet, it's a more broad way. Okay, and make it curve a little. Then we divide it into 5. This having the biggest parts, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4. Then inside we're going to have a box, a tiny box. We're going to have a tiny box. We're going to have a tiny box, and a tiny box, and a tiny box. Okay. Then you'll make a curve to ensure that tool coming out. The next curve will be a bit smaller. The next curve will be a bit smaller. Then it goes on and on that way. Then we have to raise this place a little bit. Okay, here is the foot. Just imagine, let's quickly make a sander out of it. Then you extend this line, okay, come this way, put the other side. Does it look like something we know? Okay, yeah, we have the feet done. So how do we put it in this box? We have the 4th squared box already. It could be prolonged, you know. The way it's looking actually wide. So let me make it slim a little bit. Let me make it a little bit slim. They'll find the mid line then also here. Then we'll make curve round. Make a curve round the edges here. Make a curve round. But this is going to come down a little bit, like our jaw side. It's going to come down a little bit. So we have this, okay. Then from this place, this line here serves as our high side. So this is the high, and you're going to make the same here. You're going to make the same here, okay. Then the pencil is blunt already. Then I want to make a double stuff here. You're going to make double stuff, okay. Then the curve inside, turn it all black, Then our eyelashes. So
Look at